About 2 years ago, a man saw an expert. He needed answers. He wanted to know why people often call him a daydreamer, distracted, disorganized, and clumsy. Was there something wrong with him? Eventually, the expert told him, no, there's nothing wrong with you. However, have you ever considered that you might have ADHD? And at that moment, in that place, a revelation appeared to the man, and a new journey just began. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit and Hyperactivity Disorder. 3% of the global population in adults has it. In children, around 5 to 8%, and boys are more likely to have it than girls. This is all according to the World Health Organization. ADHD brings one main challenge: attention, focusing. You're either too hyperactive or impulsive, maybe both of them. The good news is that inner force that comes with it can help you accomplish your dreams. You're spontaneous, creative, empathetic, and resilient. And if you ever have any ADHD friend, keep them close. Those people will love you and protect you. They will always surprise you with unexpected presents and compliments because they know by experience how it feels to have a hand on your shoulder. Now, finding out about this neurological condition at the age of 38 for the man was quite shocking. But at the same time, it was a relief. Suddenly, everything clicked into place. And the man, he traveled back on time and saw himself as a child, as a teenager, and now as an adult. And everything makes sense. Finally. Friends, fellows, if you haven't realized, the experience I just shared with you is no other but my own. But please just let me be that man that will paint the story you're about to discover. Now, it was hard for that man to speak about it in the beginning. He felt confused, scared, vulnerable. What will his family think about him now? What about his job? What if he gets fired? What if people don't like him anymore? However, as a people person the man was, he proved his fears wrong. At the end of the day, when he went to sleep, well, somehow he felt loved. He felt proud and happy. It seems like a bridge between himself and others around him was built. And that bridge was strong and solid. How did it just happen? The man asked himself. But looking closely at the bridge, well, he found something very curious. The pillars of that bridge were his values: openness, enthusiasm, justice, friendship, and so on. And then he found that two main pillars that were very present were willpower and consistency. Every time he set a goal, any goal, he kept repeating himself, I can do it, I will do it, I want to do it, I am doing it. And because of that, then he reached to another third main pillar: knowledge. Knowledge. Yes, my friends. Remember in the beginning of the story when the man was asking for help and answers? Well, guess what happened next? He went home and started investigating on the subject and doing studies. And one thing led to the other. And just in a few months, The man obtained a master's degree in emotional intelligence, positive psychology, and mindfulness. How great is that? And just like Archimedes, he found his eureka. This is how we build bridges. He showed it happily. It all starts with a better understanding of your own happiness. Now, one of the psychologists I admire the most is Liz Bourbeau, and she's also the founder of the school Listen to Your Body. And in one of her books, she mentions that if you want to learn how to skate or play the piano, then you must take lessons. Same thing happens with happiness. If you want to be happy, you must study happiness. Aristotle also once said, happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and the end of human existence. Now, how does this apply with ADHD? Let's go back to the bridge. So you see the man is in one side, and then the others, well, in the other side. And just in the middle, you see the values. But what about the platform? What does it say? Service. And what is service, my friends? Nothing else but the connection that you make yourself with others around you. And the more values you add to it, the stronger and solid it is. And remember, there is always more happiness in giving than in receiving. Service is what you, let's say, what you receive in order of what you provide without any expectation. And it defines who you are, and who you are defines the quality of your relationships. Now, I make a emphasis here because this is key point. According to many studies, mental health organizations, and many of them have proved that the positive relationship that you have with other people can help you live better, longer, and healthier. Positive relationships with other people stimulates the brain and prevents you from Alzheimer's and dementia. It also increases the oxytocin and releases the cortisol, so you feel more in love and less stressed. And these, my friends, are scientific facts that are easy to find, just with a few clicks on the internet, and that's it. I invite you to do so. And again, how does this apply with ADHD? I get to the point. Now, I want you to look closely at the following picture and tell me if you recognize at least 3 faces. I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, good. Now, can you tell me what all of those people have in common? Well, I know they're all talented and successful. But if I tell you they are all ADHD, would you be surprised? I certainly was. Of course, some of them are no longer here with us, but they are believed to have had it due to the challenge they faced during their life academically, and any kind of a challenge related to anything. And if I ask you, what if your face was among those people? How might you feel? Ashamed? Vulnerable? Or happy and proud? Now, I want you to look to the next image and get familiar with the acronym ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder. Take a few seconds and see if you recognize yourself or anyone around you in any what is written here. What about depression, anxiety, learning differences? What about gifted? My point is, dear fellows and friends, there is nothing nothing wrong with any of this. You can actually make the best out of them and have a very happy and successful life. However, we need to understand the challenge that we face and seek for help. One of the medical proverbs that I read a long time ago from any of the books from Brian Tracy, well, it says that accurate diagnosis is already half the cure. If I tell you my own personal experience, well, I didn't even know that ADHD existed. But when I did, everything changed for the better. And I know that a neurological condition does not define who I am or who you are. So I have arrived to 3 main points. 1, I personally will not take medication. I don't have the need to, and I'm happy like that. 2, I will continue my search of happiness. It doesn't mean that sometimes I'm not angry at myself, doubtful, or scared. I'm still working on it. But hey, I'm human after all. And 3, I will focus on what I call my own Holy Trinity: body, mind, and soul. And because of that, today, at my age of 40, I feel fantastic, never better than before. I even feel younger and stronger than when I was 20. And for that, I am grateful. Lucky for me, I get to interact with people of many cultures and languages daily. I'm a flight attendant, by the way. And for me, what a better way to serve others than this. It seems like my brain doesn't stop working. Every day I get to practice my English, la langue française, un poquito de italiano, and sign language. Nothing makes me prouder and happier than when I get to help and serve somebody just by using my talking hands. When I see their faces, the smile, the happiness, I also feel happy. And when I finally spoke to my family about the subject, well, they reacted very positive. That's not a surprise, frankly, they say. When you were a kid, you were out with the head in the clouds, inventing stories through your drawings and your writings, and now you are a published author. You never stop new experiences and adventures. You live far away in another continent, from Venezuela to France, now in Switzerland. What a man you became. And as that man, today I can see that my family had a point, and it was obvious. How could I be so blind? And as that man that once was looking for help and answer, I am happy to be here in front of you to share what I have discovered after a long journey of discovery, studies, soul searching. That the secret to building bridges relies in 2 main points. 1, it all starts with a better understanding of your happiness, and 2, positive relationships with others. Remember, service. And in conclusion, I invite you to look closely at your bridge and the pillars that make that bridge. And then ask yourself, what are my values? Who should I share those values with, and how can I make that bridge even stronger and solid? And while you consider those questions, fellows and friends, always remember something. The best way to find yourself is by losing yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi.